Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to you on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. It is early, but it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It is April the 2nd. We are in a new month, so we are grateful to be here. It is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are live, but we want to welcome you this morning, whether you're catching us live at 7 a.m. or you catch this later in the day, later in the week, later in the month, or even later in the year. We want to say good morning to you and welcome on behalf of Purposed Journey Counseling LLC New Beginnings. We're so grateful to be here on this morning. My name is Dr. Natatu North, and I am the owner and one of the therapists at Purpose Journey Counseling LLC, which is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So again, like I said, it is 7 a.m. and we are live. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, and our YouTube link for this broadcast is posted on Instagram. So if this is your first time tuning in this morning, welcome. If you're a friend of ours and you join us often, welcome again to you. But we do ask that you take just a few moments to like this broadcast. Please follow us on your preferred social media platform. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's share. We're not going to be on here long. It's usually about 15 minutes or so of some empowerment and encouragement to get our day jump started. And let's also interact and engage in the comment section. So again, we thank you so much for tuning in on this morning. Now, before we go any further, we're all about mental health because we are a private practice. We offer mental health services for children, adolescents, and adults. And we do individual, couples, as well as family counseling. We started about age 5 on up, no cutoff age, but we do start around the age of 5. So before we go further, we definitely want to give you this number, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. The number is 988. Again, the number is 988. Now, this number is 24/7. You can call this number. You can text this number. It is readily available for anyone who needs to utilize it. So please store this information in your phone. Make sure that you have it. Share it with other people as well. Just in the event you're in a crisis, maybe you're not exactly sure what to do. You're not exactly sure what your next steps should be. Having this number readily available is definitely helpful in a crisis. It can definitely be, again, helpful. It could save your life. It could also just provide that support and that resource that you need. So please make sure you have that number. Again, the number is 988. It's 24/7. You can call and text this number. So please make sure you have that number saved in your phone. So on Wednesdays, we are blessed to be here at 7 a.m. and we do what we call our Wednesday check-ins on Wednesday. Dr. Natatu, what in the world is a Wednesday check-in? Well, it's midweek. And we want to check in and see how we're doing. We want to be attentive to how we're feeling, what's going on in our lives, even if it's just for that day. You know, we talk about taking things one day at a time, and sometimes that even sometimes seems insurmountable, like it's too much. It's too much to even fathom. But it's also good to know where we are. We want to take the beginning of this day to do that. Now, we know everybody doesn't always work that traditional work week, but whatever day of the week, even if Wednesday is your Monday, it's even more of a reason to check in. So we do that. We have different color hearts that coincide with our check-in for the day. As we state, you do not have to put your business in the comment section. If you don't want to share that information, you don't have to. It is not required, but you are welcome to do so if you would like to. So we're just putting a blue colored heart if you're doing great, a purple heart if you're in need of a little push today, a yellow heart if you're just okay, a red heart if you're struggling today, and a green heart if you are in crisis. And that's just at the moment. Like we said, whether you're catching us live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or you catch us later in the day, how we start the day is not necessarily how we have to finish the day, but it's good to know where we stand so that we know where we are so that we can be more mindful and intentional about where we're going. And I like to do my check-ins as well as I'm speaking and talking to you all. So let's see where am I right now? I think actually this morning I'm doing great. I'm a blue heart right now, doing great. It's been a productive week thus far. Things have been going pretty well so far. And today's starting off great, starting off fine. So I'm a blue heart right now, blue heart. How are you? So the next question we like to ask ourselves, these are a series of questions we'll go through, is just how you are doing. Actually really ask yourself the question. You can put it in the comment section or not put in the comment section, but be honest with yourself. How are you really doing? Like I said, right now I'm doing great. Everything's going okay so far. So far, so good. I know we have ebbs and flows throughout the day, but so far I'm doing great right now. Doing great right now. So we're gonna pray that it stays that way throughout the rest of today. But asking yourself, how are you doing today? Where are you standing? It's not to stay in our feelings, to operate in our feelings, but it's to know how we feel. It is imperative that we do know these things. It is definitely important. So that's the first question. After you're thinking about your color heart or placing it in the comment section, how are you feeling? That's the first question. Next question is, what are you planning to accomplish today? What are you planning to accomplish today? Whether it's work related, whether it's your personal life, whatever it is, what are you needing to accomplish today? I think for me, it's probably just really staying on track. I've got some deadlines I've got to meet. I've got a lot going on this weekend, not bad stuff, just a lot going on this weekend. So I need to make sure that I dot I's and cross T's before I leave this weekend. Well, I guess I'm not leaving, but before I do what I got to do. That's what I'm planning to accomplish today. So what are you planning to accomplish today? I always say this because it's imperative we think about this as well. Maybe it's making sure you take a lunch break today, making sure that you actually take a break today. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in being busy. We get so caught up in doing work and our normal routines that we oftentimes neglect that self-care of just, doing different things that we need to do for ourselves, but also just taking that break. Those much needed breaks are definitely necessary. So what are you planning to accomplish today? The next question as a part of our check-in is, how will you handle the stressors that may come your way today? There's a lot going on, period. There's a lot of things that we have to, conceptualize, a lot of things that we're dealing with. But how will you handle those stressors? And it's not, like I said, life is not what happens to you, but how you choose to respond to it. So how are we going to choose to respond to the things that happen? The things that, especially those things that we have zero control over, especially those things that it's not that you did anything wrong or you made a mistake or you did anything to cause it, but how will you handle the stressors that may come your way today? Today, for me, the way I plan to handle my stressors are pretty much the way that I kind of do every day. But it's really sometimes it's just pausing to say, okay, wait a minute, let me regroup. Let me ask myself, are these things I can control? Or are these things outside of my control? Is there anything that I can do to kind of take maybe something off my plate? Or can I handle this situation, prioritizing things like that? And a lot of times I'm honestly doing all of this at the same time, but trying not to get overwhelmed. But even if it does happen, and when I get overwhelmed, just knowing when to take a step back, when to say, you know what, I got to stop for a second because I'm doing too much and nothing's getting done. Like you're doing so much, nothing is actually getting done because there's too many things going on at one time. So that's kind of like the method to kind of how I conceptualize those things. But it's important for you to identify, how will you handle those things if and when they happen? Because we know stress is normal. Being under, some levels of stress is not even bad, but, it can be overwhelming. It can be too much. So we need to recognize the importance of making sure that we have identified different strategies to help us handle those stressors that come our way. The next question is, what is your motivation? What is motivating you today? When you talk about the things you need to accomplish, when you talk about managing stress, when you thinking about how you're doing, what is allowing you right now, kind of, pushing you forward to even to be able to do what you're doing, even in this moment right now. And I know my motivation, I feel like every week is the same, but I love to see things get accomplished. I love to be able to see, you know what, I had a lot on my schedule today, but guess what? It all got done. That definitely motivates me. Checking those boxes on my to-do list, seeing things get accomplished, those emails that I have starred, actually being able to unstar them because they've been responded to. And those tasks have been dealt with, or clearing out my voicemail, things like that. Those things really motivate me to know that, okay, I'm not just existing in this, hodgepodge of stuff. Like, no, I'm actually getting things accomplished. So that's my motivation. What's yours? What's going to push you? What's going to be that driving force that allows you to really, really get through today? And then the last question, which for me is the most important question, is how can we pray for you? Like I always say, we're always praying, but on Wednesdays, we really set aside to do so. A lot of times, if this is your first time tuning in, a lot of times, somebody might say, you know what, I don't necessarily want to tell you everything. You don't have to tell us everything. You don't have to tell us anything. But sometimes people might put a red heart saying, I'm struggling, and then praying hands. Say, okay, I'm struggling, praying hands. That just means we'll pray for you by name, knowing that we're praying for you. But if you want to put that in the comments section, just know that we're going to speak your name, when we're actually praying today. And we do respond to the comments in the comment section as well as you're checking in. So it's not for naught. Like we said, you don't have to share everything, but even if you just want to just put that out there just so we can acknowledge where you are today, we definitely want to do that because we want to encourage each other. We need each other. We definitely need each other, and empowering each other is definitely our priority. So how can we pray for you today? How can we pray for you? Like I said, if you want to do that, just drop it in the comment section, even just praying hands. Even if you don't want to put a color heart, just praying hands, that's fine. That just means we'll speak your name today. So that's it. Like I said, we won't be here very long. That is our check-in for this Wednesday morning, the first Wednesday in April. I can't believe we are already in April. This year is flying by. But we do thank you so much for tuning in this morning. As we stated, we do have our Wednesday check-in every Wednesday morning live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our social media platforms. So please tune in every week. We need to constantly be concerned about our own mental health, where we are, where we stand, and ensuring that we're taking care of ourselves, supporting each other, and also, just being that, kind of being mindful of where we are. I think is very, very important. So I want you to also please mark your calendars for our next episode of our podcast, Hashtag From a Christian, Hashtag From a Therapist with Dr. Natatu. Episode 23 will be on Sundays, April the 27th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please mark your calendars for that. Prepare to join us at the end of the month. Lord willing, we'll be back together again and discussing some important topics that we will let you know what that is as time progresses. But please, please, please plan to join us at the end of the month for our podcast. So our tag for Purpose Journey Counseling, every time we are together, we want to encourage you to be loving, be kind, be compassionate, and be intentional towards others as well as towards yourselves. Again, we thank you so much for tuning in with us this morning. If you're still checking in, like I said, if you check in later in the day, it's totally fine. Please go ahead and put in the comment section. Know that we are praying for you on today. And Lord willing, we will see you next Wednesday for our Wednesday check-in live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Let's take care of ourselves and let's take care of each other. And blessings and love to each and every one of you.